Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanTrucks.com, and in this video series, we're going to be highlighting a specific customer's build. In this particular video, we've got Carson from Texas and his 2013 5.7 Ram 1500 that has a ton of mods installed, everything from off-road, a ton of suspension, wheels and tires, and a bunch of appearance stuff. If you want to see a list of Carson's mods and pictures, you can check out his customer build profile page on AmericanTrucks.com, and if you're watching on YouTube, click the link below to take you right to his profile page. Hopefully, both this and the profile page will give you a better idea of what you can do to your truck and inspire a build of your own. So before we get started, subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all things Ram, content related, product reviews, and more customer build spotlights. What do you say we get in touch with Carson and talk about his truck? Carson, thank you so much for joining us today. So you're from Texas and you have a 2013 5.7 Bighorn Ram. First and foremost, and I can see huge suspension mods, wheels and tires. Can you tell us a little bit about suspension?
So I got a 3-inch rough country lift, a 6-inch SuperLift, and then I have the 6-inch lifted struts for the front from rough country, and then the 5.5 to 7.5 lifted shocks in the rear.
So you've kind of just pieced a little bit together.
It looks absolutely amazing. It really does.
As far as the tires, are we looking at 33, 35's? What do you got on there for tires?
The 35, a little bigger than 35, and then it's 14.5 wide and then 22 for the rim.
Do you know the offset of those wheels? Because you've got crazy poke coming out the side of those wheel wells.
Those are negative 76 offset.
Woo. That is, I mean, what's that got to be, like 6 inches, 7 inches, something like that coming out of the wheel well?
Like you said, offset on them, they poke pretty far out of the fender well. I got like 2 treads out.
Personally, I think your truck is one of the better looking Rams I've seen in a long time.
Appreciate that.
How's that ride quality feel?
From the stock struts and the shocks to now, it's night and day. It rides completely different. It's so much better, smoother. I mean, it handles a lot better than it did before.
Are you putting that to use as far as like off-roading? Are you taking over obstacles and stuff like that?
I mean, they don't stay on road. We live in a really small town, so I mean, there's not everywhere is paved. I haven't taken them through a mud hole just yet.
I don't know how tall you are, but I'm a pretty short dude, and I don't see side steps on this thing. So how's it getting in and out of that truck?
It's not bad. I'm like 6'2". My dad, I have to get him a little 6-inch block to put under for him to step up on and get in. I leave that in the bed of the truck for him, so when he gets out, I can put it down for him again.
Working under the hood, I'm sure, is a little bit more challenging too.
I've always been one for stepping up on bumpers whenever I'm working in the engine.
That's a great segue into the front end there. First thing that catches my eye is that Barricade off-road front bumper. Do you want to tell me a little bit about what you got going on there?
Well, that bumper was the best of both worlds, and it had the Baja stance and everything for the tires to poke and all that.
And the Barricade bumper is pretty modular, so you can pick up things like accessories like that overrider hoop that you have up there. Did you pick that specifically to mount lights on, or were you looking for a little bit more protection?
I've always been drawn to the bumpers with the bull bar. It's aggressive. It really caught my attention. I think I got 6 pods on the front with all the lights. I decided to run the Bluetooth.
The Raxiom light switch, that way you have all the controls right there in the cab.
So I have it right beside my steering wheel so I can turn on and off whatever I will want to run.
On top of that, and you have the skid plate underneath. So I mean, they do look good, but they also add that protection. And I see you also have what looks like a Rebel grill, a Ram Rebel grill, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I had a little chrome grill on the front from just the Lone Star. Yeah, and the LED lights in it, the little orange lights are extremely bright. They're crazy bright. I wired that up to the Raxiom controller as well.
You got some nice setups right now with the small cube lights, but I was gonna say, if you have that, overrider hoop going on that bumper, you could fit a pretty sizable light bar on that.
You got the hoop for it and everything. It come with 3 20-inch light bar mounts. I haven't figured out which one I wanted to put on, the middle, the top, or the bottom.
You have DRL headlights, projector headlights there. You want to tell us about why you picked that one?
I ran into one of my friends and he had those headlights. I absolutely love the way they look. It stood out more than anything else on the truck. I ran stocks for almost 2 years until I finally put these on, and I was pretty happy with the outcome.
If you want to see a list of Carson's mods and pictures, you can check out his customer build profile page on AmericanTrucks.com, and if you're watching on YouTube, click the link below to take you right to his profile page. Let's wrap around to the back side of the truck where you have a matching bumper to match that front end. You have the Barricade Off-Road HD rear bumper. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Looks wise, I like it to match. I don't want to have like a ranch hand and like iron cross in the back, so That one had the aggressive look as well. You have cube mounts where you can mount some reverse lights, and I would rather do that than cut holes in a bumper. It fit the exhaust well because I'm not running the stock tips. I have 5 by 7 inch tips on there and have plenty of room. The steps on the side are really nice. Stepping up in there to get something out of the bed or whatever.
That was always my big gripe with those stock bumpers, is not a lot of them have the foot room to get up there, and especially with the 6-inch lift, it's good to have a step actually built into the bumper to help you out getting in that bed.
The middle step, that is probably one of the widest steps I've ever seen on a bumper.
So one aspect of the build that we didn't really touch on just yet is power. Starting at the exhaust, because we already kind of touched on that, is the rest of the exhaust stock?
I mean, it's the stock pipe all the way back into a turbo muffler to the pipes, which I ordered some long tube headers a while back that I just haven't got around to putting on yet.
Well, long tubes on that thing would sound super mean. It would definitely give it the sound to match the appearance that you have going on with the truck. Super aggressive.
It's aggressive now, especially with that cold air intake that I put on there, the AFV. It really makes it growl. I also put pedal commander and a super chip flash pack. And so going from adding the programmer to adding the cold air intake and then the pedal commander, it was night and day. I mean, it was crazy.
Now for that flash pack, you can get a couple of different versions of that. So there's a version of the flash pack where it's only really focusing on recalibrating for bigger wheels and tires. And then there's another version where it can do that and also tune for something like 93 octane. Are you reaping the full benefits, or are you just going with a tire calibration?
I have the actual tuner itself. I think I'm running a 87 octane tune.
Now, I mean, you could definitely go 93 and feel a little bit more power out of that thing, but that, I mean, combined with the pedal commander, which is gonna help you, of course, with throttle response and acceleration, I'm sure that pedal is super sensitive.
I just keep it in the city mode until I'm wanting to mess around or feeling a little speedy or something like that. I'll click it up.
That's awesome that you get to have that, and of course, having the adjustability there to make it a little bit more streetable, especially when you have maybe a girlfriend in the car, something like that. You wanna keep it a little tamed, you're not trying to go crazy. That's good to have there.
I don't know if we ever keep it tamed. I mean, we're all crazy.
Now with the intake, you have the AFE Magnum Stage 2 with the Pro Dry S filter. Do you know why you went with a dry filter?
Whenever I was looking at all that, I didn't know too much about it. I was looking at the descriptions and the reviews about the power gainage. I seen the Magnum and it was like a 12 horsepower gain. It was one of the best I've seen, and it was open, real good airflow. I honestly have not pulled that filter off since I put it on. It is held up, stayed clean. I mean, it hadn't got that.
Yeah, well, that's the good thing about dry filters is it's a little bit less maintenance heavy than an oil filter that you kind of got to wash off and re-oil there.
I mean, I've been extremely happy with it. Almost nothing sticks to it. It does very, very well.
What are some of the other plans? I mean, I know you have the long tubes, I know you have the exhaust. What can you look forward to as far as what you're going to do to your truck?
What I've been really looking into recently is getting a 85 millimeter throttle body, getting a throttle body spacer. I just got wheel lights. I just gotta install those. The step sides, of course. Been looking at some of the LED whips. I got a whole thing saved for later on American Trucks that I have planned on buying. I think I got like $2,000 in my saved for later cart.
Every one of us has the same thing. Like I said earlier, I mean, these builds are almost never done. We're always looking for ways to improve them, change things up.
My best friend's dad asked me what I wanted for graduation, and I sent him the link to a set of Barricade step sides off of American Trucks that I was wanting.
It gets closer to graduation, man. You gotta start sending out your build list from the truck site. American Trucks, build list, take a screenshot, send it out, SKUs, everything like that.
Yesterday, my sister was asking me what I wanted, and she was like, I don't want to buy you anything for your truck. I was like, well, I guess I'll take money. She was like, no, because then you're going to
spend it on your truck. There you go. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us, talk about your truck. You've obviously got a really cool build. I'm super excited to see what else you do with it. You know, it sounds like you got a pretty big build list coming up, so we'll definitely check back with you in the future, and I'm super excited to see where you go with it.
I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, man. Why don't you take care?
All right, you too.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap up this episode of our Customer Build Spotlight. We just talked to Carson from Texas about his 2013 5.7 Ram 1500. It's a big passion project for him. He's got a ton of mods on that thing, making it super aggressive. If you want to see a breakdown of all of Carson's mods along with pics and other customers, you can check out their Customer Build profile pages on AmericanTrucks.com. Or if you're watching on YouTube, click the link below, where you can hopefully get inspired and think about maybe a possible build on your own truck. And before we get going, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all things Ram. Keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.